Hi, my name is Glenn Simpson and I'm a beekeeper. Recently, I removed a hive of Africanized bees from Gladys Porter Zoo. It's important that we have all types of pollinators in our environment, the native pollinators as well as honeybees. The reason we have honeybees is for commercial operations of crops. If we did not have the honeybees, we could not grow crops commercially in the United States. The hive of bees that I relocated were Africanized. The Africanized bees came to the U.S. in 1990. Over on the west side of Weslaco is where they entered the U.S. Right now, the bees are here in this holding hive where they're growing, they're establishing themselves into frames, and in the future, I'll move them into a standard forever home. As a part of the rehabilitation of the Africanized bees, I let them get established with their existing queen, and then after they're established, I will replace the queen with an Italian, which is much more gentle, but is also very prolific. That way, there will be no interruption in the brood cycle. The Italian queen offspring are very gentle, and they don't recognize as many things as a threat that the Africanized bees do. When removing a hive of bees, we have to do several steps in order to make sure they can safely be relocated. One of the things is that we have to get them exposed, so we either open a wall or wherever their hive is. In the case of Gladys Porter Zoo, they had built their hive underneath a very heavy concrete watering tub. So we had to move that tub in order to get access to the bees. Once the bees are where we can get to them, we use a vacuum that has been specifically designed to allow us to move the bees and collect the bees without hurting them. As we start to vacuum the bees, it allows us to have access to the comb. It puts them safely where we can put them back into the comb when we have them in a new beehive. The vacuuming has to be done very carefully, and you take your time not to hurt the bees. After we've vacuumed the bees, being careful not to hurt the queen, we start to remove the comb. Once we've removed the brood comb and put it in a size that will fit the standard frame for a beehive, we put it in there and try to keep it warm but not too hot so that we don't hurt the baby bees that are already there. The honey from the comb can't be used for human consumption. It's against the law in the state of Texas to eat, sell, or harvest any type of honey from a wild hive to be used for human consumption. The honey is put in buckets, and we set it out for the bees to actually recycle themselves, to get the honey and feed it back to the baby bees and to put it in their new hive so that the hive will continue to have a food source. After the honeybees have been vacuumed, and hopefully you identify the queen and catch her in a specially designed cage so that she doesn't get damaged, we move the bees and the comb to a new location and install the bees from the vacuum back into the comb that we had cut out, with additional frames for them to build on. Once they get established, we let them go for a couple of months to get accustomed to that as their new home, let the queen start laying eggs in there, and once they're established, we will replace the queen with an Italian so that we will eventually have a very calm hive that's very productive. We hope you enjoyed our video from Gladys Porter Zoo about the honeybees that we removed. Please continue to follow our series, and we hope you will support Gladys Porter Zoo in their efforts to not only protect endangered exotic species, but also to learn about our native habitat, pollinators, and even learn about honeybees. Please follow us, and we hope you enjoy it.